Hey you guys, we are working on something super fun today. We're using a Mermaid font to design with, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to first tell you what font I'm using, and I'm going to help you make your own mermaid designs. We are definitely all fans of mermaids, most of us anyway, and so wouldn't it be cool if you could have an idea for a shirt or a sign and do it yourself? And there's an adorable font that I'm going to show you in a moment that has all these cute little extra goodies and everything. I can't wait for you guys to use it. I discovered it, I probably discovered it a few months ago, but recently I started using it and I love it. And I can't wait for you guys to see. Today I can see your comments. So when you get on, I want you to say hi so that I can test out this comment thing because I must see you. I just must. I can't stand, it feels like I'm here alone if I can't see what you guys are saying. Hey, good morning. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Sarah and Heather. Hey, Miss Rubio. All right, cool. So we're trying a few different views today. So hopefully it's good for you guys. Let me know if it is not. I think that this is going to be very cool. I made my cursor bigger so you guys can see that. It's just a great day. It's just a really great day. And we're just going to be designing today. And I want to tell you guys, I'm designing in Silhouette Studio. However, everything I'm doing, you should be able to do in Cricut. If I come across something that you can't do in Cricut and it just doesn't click at the moment, just remind me and we can figure out an alternative later. And I can even do a special Cricut live so that you guys can use this font. But it's a type font. So basically, this is what got me thinking that this would be a great live. Have you guys ever seen a font? You're on So Fancy or Hungry JPEG and you see like the example and you're like, that is such a cute font. I can make so many cute things. And then you download it and it's so plain. And you're like, why is it? What about all those cute little things? They made it look really cool and they made so many cool things. Well, guess what? There are these things called glyphs that if you will download the OTF part of that, if you remember when you install a font, you're given a choice. And I didn't know this for the longest time. And I would just download TTF because, as you know, my computer always pops up that I don't have enough memory because I was cheap and I bought the cheaper, like the less memory of my latest MacBook. I'm getting that fixed, I really am, soon in my spare time. And basically, I figured it, I searched it up and I realized that in Silhouette Studio, you can use glyphs. Now, so this is the caveat for the Cricut people. I actually don't know if you can use glyphs in Cricut. I am assuming you can. So my Cricut user, Stephanie Strange, if you're on, let me know. Hey guys. Hey from Louisiana. Now I'm not able to scroll, but I can see, oh yeah, I am. Yay, 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 yay. Okay, can you guys tell that, oh, don't worry, Marion, I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything, I promise. Actually, selling is like my least favorite thing to do. I love to give you guys value without you having to spend a dime. Although, you know, it is great that you support us in other ways because you get to make the pretty stuff that we make. But today we're just designing and I'm showing you some tricks that I've learned. Can you guys tell that I did something different to my hair? I literally just did it this morning, which is why I was not able to do a super early morning live because before, whenever Ashley, my hairdresser, was like, I can see you at 9 on Tuesday, I didn't even think, oh no, that's when I need to be sitting in my chair or with my crafters. So sorry I was a little late on that, but I figured a noon is good, and if you can't catch it right now and you're watching the recording later, it's still just as good, I promise. Okay, so we're gonna get started in a minute. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Yes, mermaids, we love those mermaids. Okay, let's see. Oh, you can use glyphs in, oh yes, of course, Marion, you can use glyphs in Inkscape. And Inkscape is something that I do have a little bit of experience in. I have not delved into that with you guys, and I really know that there's a need for it. It really does help you. It's a free program, free download, and you are able to do a lot. I'm just a little lazy sometimes. So let's see. I have my Chick-fil-A sweet tea this morning. Hi from Texas, Christy or Robert. That may be Christy or Robert, I don't know, but probably Christy. I'm so glad you like the hair. Yes, I know, I needed some dimension, I felt. So it's gonna lighten up too. You guys are gonna see it lighten up over the next few days. So we'll see what happens. Okay, Tonight also, just a few announcements, a little bit of housekeeping. We have our first August box live, which there will be a short unboxing of what's in the August box, and then we're going to do 2 projects. I can't wait. The files are not ready yet to be uploaded, so I'm sorry about that, my box members, but you will have them soon. And we have some really exciting designers actually joining us for the next few months. We're gonna tell you more about that very soon, but you guys are in for a real treat, my box members, because you're going to get access to amazing designers and basically comped files. So they're working with us. I'll tell you all about it later, but I am so excited about that. Okay, so let me find, it's kind of a strange name. I always want to call it the Mermaid Font. I believe it's KL Mermaids. Who has this font already? Tell me, because it is adorable. You really, really must have it. Yeah, it's KL Mermaid Tails. And then it comes with also KL Mermaid Tails Solid. I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, it isn't hard, but it is a whole other language. You're right. So Nikki said that about Inkscape, that it isn't hard, but it's a whole other language. Yes, Chick-fil-A. Gotta love Chick-fil-A. Tonight, oh, thank you, Claudia. You're so sweet. Thank you for reminding me. You're going to be joining Megan and I at 8 p.m. Tonight, Eastern time. We're trying to do it a little tiny bit earlier so we can get our kiddos in bed, and hopefully still at the end where you guys maybe have your kids in bed, or we're trying to figure it out. And Megan hasn't confirmed yet, so she better be here. I don't know. She's probably taking a nap or something like that. Oh, I'm so glad you like the setup. Yay! Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to switch you guys over to my screen. Hey, where'd my little A/B thing go? I don't know. Multi-views. Dashboard. Sorry, guys. I'm still working on picture-in-picture. That's what I want. Yes. Done. Okay. All right. We are ready. So let's take you over to my computer. Okay. Now, this is the font. It's called KL. Well, it went away. And look, I made my cursor really big for you guys, so hopefully you can see it a little better. And then I'll look into some other things for that as well, because I think you can also highlight it, and I know that would make it better. Okay, K. Let's go. KL Mermaid Tails. It's kind of hard to read in that that font because it's so small, but it's KL Mermaid Tails and KL Mermaid Tails Solid. So when you download this, I got mine from the Hungry JPEG. I will tell you there are lots of beautiful mermaid files everywhere that I've seen that actually somebody's used this font to make files that you're probably already buying. So to know that you can make them yourself just by getting the font, because there are lots of extras, and I'm about to show you how to do that. First, whenever you install a font, whenever you go to install, you're going to download the OTF, okay? It's open typeface, and that's going to give you the glyphs. Feel free to correct me, you guys, if that's not the difference, but when I did that, that's how I'm now able to see the glyphs for those fonts that I've downloaded the OTF. I'm pretty sure. Remember, Mandy's not the expert. I'm simply just going through this with you guys. I'm learning with you guys, honestly. So, okay, so KL Mermaid Tails, we'll start with this one. So let me show you what I've done so far, just kind of playing around this morning. So this is what I made. I can't run, I'm a mermaid. I love that. How cute is that? I have not added in all the goodies yet that you can add to this font. You can actually put mermaid tails on any letter you want besides Z. For some reason they don't have a Z, and I wish they did. So if the person who made this font, if you can edit that for me and put it on the Z, because whenever I try to do a Be Mermazing, I really want my tail on the Z. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. Pass that message along, you guys. Okay, so let's get to the nitty gritty. Now, whenever you have your fonts, you have over here, over on the right-hand side, there is the text style panel. Can you guys see that? And if ever I'm if my little face box is in your way, excuse me, tell me, and I will move myself. Okay, so you have your regular font right here, and see, I've already welded that, so it's not even recognizing it as a font. So let's do the first thing. Let's go back over here. We're going to recreate this from the beginning, and I'm going to just type mermaids. And if I'm going too fast for you guys, feel free to just let me know and I can try to slow down. Okay, so just like, because this is still font and not a path, I can just go down and choose whichever font I want, right? Oh, this is a really cute font, by the way, guys. It's called Night in London. I just downloaded it from Hungry JPEG. I love it. It's so cute. Okay, that's for another day. Sorry, Night in London, though. Remember that. And Anything Goes. Those are my latest faves. Okay, and apparently I don't know my alphabet, but I'm going to learn for you guys. Okay, let's do KL Mermaid's Fonts Solid. So this is what it gave me. Okay, I'm just going to make it a little bigger. And I'm not going to weld it yet because I would like to replace some of those letters or one of those letters with a glyph or two. Okay, to find your glyphs, it's this little thing right here that says glyphs. Can you guys see that? Oh, yes, Claudia, I sure will. I'm reading your comments. I'm so happy to have comments back. Okay, they do have good ice cream. You're right. Okay, so let's make this a little darker for you guys. How about, well, you know, I really like blue. Let's stick with blue. Ashley will be happy if she sees that. Okay, so let's go back to our text panel and click on our glyphs. Now, looky there. Whenever you have glyphs that are included and extras that are included with a font, and you know that that's what I was talking about. Whenever you first get a font and you see the beautiful creations that the artist has made, the designer has made with it, and you're like, where is that for me? And why can't I make their font look like that? So this is why. They've probably used glyphs. Sometimes those tricky little offsetting and shadows also make it look really amazing as well, which you can also learn, so don't worry, we can cover that. But if you go through these, you can see, if I hold my cursor over them, you can see the different options I have for the letters. Now look at this, look how exciting this is. There are bubbles, there's a starfish, there is a little flower, there's a shell, okay? Ooh, a splash. How many times do we use those splashes? So I want you to open your brains, because sometimes when you're designing a file, write down your favorite elements of the glyphs of another font, because I could use those splashes in several designs, because those are really popular, those little explosions that people put around their letters. You don't have to be a hand-drawn expert or anything like that. You can actually go in, and of course it needs commercial license use and all that if you're going to sell or make or whatever. I'm going to let you guys figure that out. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that, but for today, just know that you can use these little surprise extra elements to make fonts. Like, watch this. So I've clicked on, oh, you need to get back in your, come over to the left. I'm over on my left, and I'm going to then click my cursor, okay? And I'm going to click whichever glyph I want. Now, I've chosen this little seashell. And watch this. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. So this is the tail solid. And you can even turn, you can flip this if you need it a different way. You can release the compound path. Oh, let's make it darker for you. Okay. If you wanted it all solid, you could release your compound path. Okay, watch how I do this. And it makes it all solid. Now it's in pieces. Well, maybe not. Well, sometimes it makes it in pieces, but let me see. Let me turn it back to red and see what happens, or white. Yeah, okay, so when we release the compound path there, it just made it into a shell. So you could actually make this like a giant part of your design. And I'm gonna move this to the back just so I can see. And you can do, as you can imagine, you can do all kinds of things. I could take this shell and then do, you know, a knockout with it. Today we're just sticking with the simple stuff because I want you guys to be able to see just doing a simple one, and then we can get into the more complicated ones later, or you guys can show me. This may not be news to you, I don't know. But this is something that I learned recently, and I love the glyphs. So if I wanted to add in, of course it took me off of these. If I wanted to add in, oh, and look what it did down here. It's showing me my recently used glyphs. So I can click back on my font, and I can just click. You guys see? Oh, you can't see it. Hold on, let me get me off. Let's go solo. Okay, it's called KL Mermaid here, and I'll type it down here so you guys can have it. The name of this font is KL Mermaid Tails, and I got it from the Hungry JPEG. I don't know if others have it. I tried to search for it, and I was not able to. Let me make this black for you guys because I know you're gonna want me to. We're just gonna have this over here for you in case you guys want to get this font. I think you should. It's gonna make it it's endless what you're gonna be able to do. So I wanted to show you where I was. Boop, 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 boop. Go back to my glyphs because you guys couldn't see earlier. Do you see right down here it says recently used glyphs? Why isn't my cursor bigger for you guys? I'm sorry. I thought I made a bigger cursor. So if you go back to your font and like your where your whatever this is, the text thingy-majig, and click on your artboard, you can see all of my recently used glyphs that I'm using. I'm gonna blow these up in a second and show you just some of them. Okay, and I think we're gonna change, right now, we're gonna change some letters in a moment, but I wanted you to see the little extras. Make them all black. Okay, so see, every time you click on a glyph in here that you want to use, it's going to put it down in the bottom, okay? So if I wanted that glyph, which I really don't, let's see, I think we're gonna do the little M. I thought about the D. Oh, I did mermaids. You shouldn't do mermaids because I can't run I'm a mermaid. So we're gonna do the D. So I'm just getting these, as you can see, I'm just getting these ready down here and these little bitty things that you can't really see very well. Oh, but looky here. You can make those bigger, so that's helpful. With this little scale down here on the right-hand side, you can make them bigger in here. So that's cool. So I'm gonna change my D. Now here we go. Here's this process. Let's put our extras over here. Remember, you click back on your A over here that is for your text. I'm gonna click on my artboard. I'm gonna grab that D I wanted. I'm gonna make it the size I want. And so since I've done this font, I did not weld it, remember. You don't want to weld it. Baby, let me put you back up. You don't wanna weld it before you replace some of the letters, okay? So let's ungroup this. We're gonna take away the S because I don't know why it's there. And then we're gonna take this D and we're gonna replace it with this mermaid D. I could even get fancy and do another one, okay? Boop and boop. I'm gonna replace my M as well. Don't worry, I'll change the color in just a moment. Don't you worry. And this is also where you'll want to move your letters around. We may change our mind about that D, but we'll see. I figured it can't hurt to have lots of cute tails in different places, but we'll just have to see in the end. That's what it's all about. It's just figuring out what looks better to you. So now I'm just going to adjust some of the sizing and some of the location of these letters because this is how the designers get those really artsy fartsy looking designs, is they don't just use a font and go, oh, there you go, I'm done. They actually go through, and some of them hand letter. So but if you're not hand lettering, which is probably the majority of us that are watching right now, you're going to be able to play with your fonts and make them look a little bit more customized. So I'm just playing with mine, just readjusting it. Let me zoom in a little bit because I want you guys to see something. Down here, if you're not careful, like if I were to weld that right there, that would look very strange. It is definitely, whoa. Julie's telling me something about, is this just designer edition? I am so spoiled. Seriously, is this just designer edition that you would need to use for, okay, if you don't have designer edition, first of all, you need it because you can use SVGs and that just makes life so much easier. It's a one-time fee. I think it's like 40 or 60 bucks. You pay it one time. It's so worth it, you guys. So Julie may be saying, Julie, tell me, are you saying that you can't use glyphs without Designer Edition? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because it's a very cool little option. Okay, going back to here, I'm gonna make my M a little bigger because I want to basically make this not look super strange right there, okay? There are some other things you can do, like using your knife to like slice those and make them look, we're not gonna get into that today, but just keep it in your mind that even with fonts, you're still able to go in there and make them a little more customizable, a little bit more, you know, unique looking, and it's not so, you know, set. I think that that's actually a really good idea. So let me see, let's back up and see how we're doing. So I really like this. And again, it's art. So it's however you think, what you think looks better. Sometimes I ask my friends, and a lot of times I ask my friends and they tell me, and they're pretty honest with me if it looks good or not. I don't have a phone a friend in this unless you guys don't like it, and we can just work on it. But what do you guys think? Do you like how we have Designer Edition is worth it. One of you ladies throw up your link. Do you guys have a link to get a Designer Edition? Please post it right here so that they can order it, because it really is amazing. If you're an affiliate, go ahead, post it. You're welcome to do that about Designer Edition because I want them to have it, and even for the people who have Cricuts that want to make things in Silhouette Studio, I totally think you should do it. So this is what I'm going with because I don't see anybody saying, it is much easier to have Designer Edition. So if you guys, I guess you love my mermaid, or you're really just focused on Designer Edition, which is great too, because I want you guys to have all the capabilities that you want to be able to design, because I'm telling you, it's so much fun. Because sometimes I can spend hours looking, okay, not hours, but a really long time looking for something that I have in my head. And if it's not available, I would like to be able to make it. And plus, I just love stretching my brain and my artistic abilities as much as I can. I'm gonna go with this right here. So I've selected all of it. Remember, we ungrouped it. So now we're going to need to weld it, because we have, let me show you why we're welding it. We have these little cross spots. If we don't, that's gonna end up cutting there, and we don't like that. And then we're gonna work on the rest of the design, which is going to be super easy. So I right click and then I do weld, okay? This M part, I'm not crazy about, I like it. It doesn't really bother me. We're just gonna go with it. All right, so, and then go ahead and group if you don't, group these all once you weld, just so you can keep them together exactly where you want them. Okay, so now let's look at some of our other options for the rest of this design. I'm going to stick with I can't run, I'm a mermaid, because that's adorable. And I want, because my mermaid is in script, I'm going to want to stick with something that's not script. So I'm going to put I can't at the top. And don't worry, I'll change it I'm going to change it to a color you guys can see in a moment. Okay, you can see this isn't centered. Make it easy on yourself. Click on this little centering button right here at the very top of the top of the page, and justify center. Okay, and I'm just doing this before I choose my font. I think I'm gonna go with the Cricut font. I really like Cricut font, ironically. Okay, and then I'm also going to, let's go ahead and change font. And we can do it over here. You have different places you can do it. I know I've used it recently, so I went up to my recently used fonts at the top of the screen, and I'm changing I can't run. Now, I would like run to be bigger than I can't. And these are those little things that if it's in the beginning, you may not know to do these things when you're designing something, but truly, these are the things that set designs apart. And these are the things I'm learning, is being able to enunciate certain parts of a design. And run is a big scary word for this design because I can't run. So I'm gonna make run bigger and bolder. So I'm gonna ungroup, okay? Now, if we wanted, you know what? Now it's not a path. Tell me it's still a path. If I undid, it's still, okay, cool. I can still, because one other thing I wanted to do is use our little trick. I did this earlier on the example. Remember when I made the other day when we made the words curve on the path? We want to do that. So let's get this over here, out of the way for now. It's KL Mermaid Tails. Make this little shell smaller. Okay, I'm just, right now I'm organizing, so don't worry if I'm moving fast. Okay, now, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna type I can't because I want I can't to be curved. Sorry about that little switcheroo, guys. So now I'm going to change my font back to Cricut. I'm going up to my recently used fonts and I changed it back to Cricut. And remember, when we're making a word curve, you just double click on it and it turns this neon green, okay? And we'll zoom in a second so you guys can see. And then I drag it on top of that ellipse that I made. And I'm just wanting a slight curve, nothing big and dramatic. And that looks good to me. Before I do that though, somebody told me a really cool trick. Go ahead and make a copy of this word so that later on, so I just did a Command C on my Mac, but you can do a right click duplicate, just put it aside for later, okay? So in case you don't like the curve, you don't have to recreate the whole thing. So now I'm gonna drag it onto my ellipse and there we go. And I can just leave it like this for a moment and just make sure, get rid of this guy. Ungroup. Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm erasing I can't because I wanted to curve when I'm making run bigger in a moment. And then I'm just gonna keep my circle there. It's just one of those things like until I'm ready to really, okay, move back. I want to just keep it there, and that's not a problem. Okay, we're gonna convert that to a path in a moment to get that circle away. But remember, I want to make run kind of scary. Okay, I like how the I can't is curved. I think that's a good balance. So now the next step, remember, if we just erase this circle, it's gonna undo our curve. So let's remember to convert this word by selecting it with our select tool, right clicking, and convert to path. And that will make that, this is no longer a font. I couldn't go in and change the font, and that's why I saved this over here, this I can't, so that we could do it later, okay? Now I can erase that circle. So let's make this darker for you. We're just gonna go with pink and group this, and we're gonna go with pink for this too. Why not? What do you guys think? Color is always the hardest thing for me, which is why I love pattern, because it just truly looks the best. Okay, on this, I would, if I was using pattern with this, I would make run much thicker by offsetting it. I'm not going to be cutting this today because we're spending a lot of time actually designing, and maybe I'll cut it later, and I'll give you guys this font that we're making together if you want later. So, okay, we're almost done. I can't run, and then it's going to say, I'm a mermaid. I'm going to use just block letters again, and so I'm just typing that, going up to my recently used, and changing it to that, also using the same color right here. And all right, so that's what we have so far. What are you guys thinking? Let me talk to you for a second and see what's going on. Okay, Silhouette Studio Designer Edition. Yes, Teresa, that's what they're talking about. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, we are having a big discussion about Designer Edition. Oh, you want me to put it on the capital M? You know what was interesting is I couldn't put, there wasn't on the glyphs, we'll go back and look because that's where I wanted it, but on the glyphs there wasn't a capital M with a tail. So we'll look at that. Let's look at that really quick. Find our font again. Remember it was KL Mermaid. Oh, it was capital. KL Mermaid. Oh, why won't you let me search you? Grr. JKL. Here we go. Solid. It would be great if there was just a tail in this, because that would be a great thing. Now, we could do something else, which is what I was going to do, but I'll check this for you really quick just to make sure. I'm scrolling through. I don't see it on solids. Let's see if I see it on the regular tails. See, these are the same things. They're just open tails, which I didn't like as much. So it looks, I could weld a tail onto there, but as for ready-made stuff, it doesn't appear that I see that. So I don't see it just yet, but we can maybe add something in a moment. I had a little idea. Okay, I can't run, I'm a mermaid. And stretching your brain, ouch. Oh, Erica says swing design is usually $25 on sale for designer edition. Yes, I did see that, Michelle. Caesar shared our Halloween box. I'll have to get that out over here before we're done and show you guys, because it was amazing. Maybe just make run a separate word. I did, yes. Found the font. Yay! So Ellie found the font for us. Thank you, Ellie. And yeah, so you can grab a tail, use the knife tool, and cut the tail so you have a separate piece. Oh, let's do that. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so let me show you what Leah just said to do. This is a really good idea. It may work if it matches up. I hope it does. That's gonna make me super happy if it does. And okay, so with mermaid tail, we kind of want it to do a little, I'm gonna find one that I like. What do you guys think? Is that too much of a, might be too much of an angle. So I'm just going through these to find an angle that's similar. Yeah, let's do the D. Okay. So I'm gonna click down here, choose this D, and we're gonna use the knife tool and weld. I'm going to need this line on the D to be pretty similar to, yeah, you guys are really stretching me today. This is awesome. I love it though, because I like to do stuff like this. I don't know if this is gonna be the right one. I don't think this one's the right one. Let's try, I need one that's kind of going down, but backwards. So I like this G one, and I can flip it. You guys keep those comments coming so I can learn from you if maybe you know a better way. All right, so I like this G tail. Of course, it's gonna be bigger. Let's go ahead, and I may just flip it around. Let's see what happens if we flip it. So this is where you're stretching your brain. Nope, that doesn't work. But we can always turn the tail in a minute. So I think right here, okay. I have not practiced this part yet, you guys, so just bear with me. Okay, let's back up. So I took my knife tool, which is on the far left side, okay? And you can slice things. It's really cool. So let me show you how you can slice. Let's turn this G into something that we can actually see. All right, so I'm gonna take my knife tool and I'm just gonna cut this tail off. I'm so sorry, little mermaid. And I'm just doing it there because this may not be perfectly polished, but look at this. It just came right off and it's a closed path. So hallelujah for that. Now I can flip it. I could flip it earlier too. I don't know what I'm trying to get it to do. It's not like, okay. And we may just be getting the gist of this, because basically what I'm showing you guys is how you can do this yourself. That's, nope, didn't want to flip it vertically. What am I trying? Why is it not? Like, I want it to go that way. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm gonna also modify my M because I don't like that right there. This could get fun. Are you guys with me? Oh, you can't see anything. Solo. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Did you guys see the knife or not? I hope you did. I basically took the knife tool that's right here, sliced the tail off very nicely, and I apologize to the mermaid as well. But we're making something really cute. And as for like, if you're supposed to do this, I'm not giving you permission. I know that a lot of designers don't like you changing their stuff, but we're doing this for fun right now, and I'm not selling this. So let's just see what happens. Hopefully they won't get upset. It's a really cute font. Thank you for making it. Okay, so we're gonna modify my M by also slicing off these little guys, okay? And it's really cool because it draws this nice straight line. And I feel like there's a lot of grace with it because it draws a straight line. Then I'm just gonna highlight each of those little pieces I don't want and delete them. That's all I did. And let's see. And now I'm just turning this until it will somewhat match this. And it may never match it perfectly because this is something that you would just have to work with. I'm actually going to, see that little sharp thing right there, guys? I don't like it. It's causing me issues. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slice that off too because that's not gonna be shown whenever we weld it. Okay? So really we're just trying to fit them together as nicely as possible. And then watch this. I'm gonna go closer. I selected both my M and my tail and watch what happens. I'm gonna weld it. I didn't say it was perfect, first of all. You can fine tune it with your little knife and your point edit thing possibly because it is not perfect. I don't know if you can point edit. Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so point editing's for another day. And after I learn a little bit better how to do it, I do know, but I'm just not very good at it yet. I will be good because I'm gonna teach you. All right, so there you go. Now I'm gonna move this up a little bit and you just kind of fine tune it. That may be too many mermaid tails for you, but my philosophy is there are never too many mermaid tails. Ever, ever, ever. Okay, I'm trying to scroll through. Sometimes it lets me scroll and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so we're almost finished. Thank you for hanging with me, you guys. I know we're not pressing or anything, but I think this is just a really important thing to learn, and it's a great example of how you can use extras. This is not, it is not, it's very common for the fonts these days to have these little extras in them. They can have doodles, like seriously, so many things. So I was gonna put maybe a little, I was gonna look at my elements and maybe on that M put a starfish, but now that I really like that and we worked hard for it, so that's what we're gonna stick with right now. So I can now decide what I wanna put as my little elements over here. And this is where you just play with it. Like, I don't know how much designers have to play with it. I don't know if it just comes to them because they are brilliant, or if it's something they really do have to work on like this. But turning it with this little turny thing, I'm sure there's a better word for it than that. But finding the angle that you want, and then when you do, I'm gonna want it on the other side, right? So what I do is I right click and then duplicate it, take it over here, and then I'm going to select it again and flip it horizontally. So it's basically symmetrical, which always makes a pretty picture when something's symmetrical. All right, so we're gonna put this down. I may make Mermaid a little bit bigger. Of course, using different colors is gonna make different things stand out, but so far, I'm thinking this is stinking adorable. I saw another one that said mermaids bathe here. I thought that would be a really cute bathroom one. But just finding out what would look best with, you may want to splash down here with these tails. You may not want to splash right here. You may want something, but just adding in those cute little elements to make it look unique and your own. So that's about it. Let's see, Michelle says she likes the capital M with the tail better than the second M. I agree. I do think that's good. So we could take that off if you want. Mine's welded, so I'll let you guys do it on yours. Never too much bling or mermaid tails. Thanks for this. Would have never thought of this. Maybe show how to make a design or use software once a month. I think that's a great idea. I want to get on and try to figure, I want you guys to be able to use glyphs if you're a Cricut user because they're a game changer. Like seriously, speaking of game changer, Friday morning on Make It With Mandy, I am doing something totally I've never done before, crafting with a whole different supplies. And it's a surprise, and I'm very excited about it, and I want you guys to be there. I need you guys to be there to watch because it's going to be really fun, and I'm going to need your support. So, and you never have to buy anything. I just want you guys to come watch and hang out with me and play. It's going to be fun. I'm probably going to try to get Megan here for it because I'll probably need her. So let's see if I have any other questions. Do you have to have above basic edition? I think that we established you did. So I started out this whole thing saying, oh, both softwares can use it, and then I remembered I don't remember using glyphs in Cricut, so I think you have to use, oh, there's a tail next to the H. Oh, was there a tail? Girl, thank you, Stephanie. Let me go back and look. Now I have to see because I was looking for just a tail earlier and I didn't see one, and I've looked for it a couple times. Okay. Oh, no, it's an I. Oh, but it would have worked better. You're right. But that's an I, and it would have been easier to work with. You're right. Oh, there's little waves. Those are cute. I love this font. But guys, this is not the only font that has glyphs. That's what's so cool. There are so many. In fact, I have fonts in here. Let me show you. I have fonts in here that are just glyphs that I'm working with to like do some designing. Where is one that I just, it's like a doodle one or something, and it's really, really cute. I love fonts, but they've got to figure out a better way to help me organize them. Like the ones I never use, the ones I always use. It's like a real problem, isn't it? Like here's one that has some kind of, these are not the new doodles I just did though. That's the thing. Ooh, here's one that's really fun. They have like, there's a dream catcher. You guys see that? Let's see if we can make it larger. A dream catcher. So you can make those bigger and cut with them, right? There are all kinds of designs you can make with this. It opens a whole new world for designing. So I want you guys to, this is called Burson Dreams Extra. Burson Dreams Extra. Let me type it for you because we talked about this font the other day. Oh, see? We talked about this font the other day and you guys loved it. Is that it? No, that's Begrime, which I also love. And it's just a really good one. Like really. Burson Dreams. It has 3 separate fonts with it. This was, I believe I got this one from Hungry JPEG. I'm sure others have it as well, but it's Burson Dreams, and it's one of my favorite ones to work with, and it has a ton of extras with it. Okay, I hope you love this one. I had fun. I am way behind because I had to do the hair thing this morning. So I'm gonna go run and get to work, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, join me Friday morning. It's a big live. It's a big one. So, oh, and tonight is the box live. We're doing 2 projects with Megan, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And I hope you all had a lovely time. I did too. Yay. Let me just make sure I'm not, ooh, 80s font. Okay. Oh, the evening thing is tonight. The evening box live is tonight, Marion, at 8 p.m. And I use both, but mainly Silhouette. I get stuck on one for a while, but I did just get a Cricut Maker, so I have a feeling I'll be doing a lot of Cricut stuff soon. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tonight. I have lots to do before then. So, sayonara. Bye.